All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. I'm sorry I haven't been around the last couple of Wednesdays, but I know Jackie is always going to have these. I know lots of you guys do your own Zooms with your teams, which I highly recommend. And to just get on anything, it really, really helps. I mean, even if you have one distributor or no distributors, getting on Zooms and calls changes everything. So I'm Tanis Goulet. You guys should know me, right? I'm a Presidential Diamond Leader. And this is beautiful Jackie. Hi, Jackie. And I was really excited because I had a couple of Zooms last night, about like 3 hours of Zooms last night. I've been really fired up lately. Just because I have a lot to say. I think a lot of people are going through hard things, and we all have stuff going on in our lives, and myself included. And you know what? We're always going to have tough stuff going on, right? So Jackie and I chatted, I think, was it yesterday or the day before, and we were talking about what we wanted to go over. And I think like what I like to talk about a lot is promoting social media, what you're supposed to be doing, learning, and also I want to tell you guys a little bit about my trip to Spain. So I know, Jackie, I know you always like to start off the calls by the wins of the week. If you want to.
Should we do that first?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. I love them. They make me so excited, and I love to hear what's going on with everybody. So yeah, that always gets me just jazzed right up. So, but I always think it's funny because most people are really shy. So let's see who's going to be brave this week. Who wants to share?
I'm going to be brave. I'm going to be brave.
Yay,
I've
Cindy.
never done this. But hey, Cindy up here, Cindy Smith is a new distributor. So I signed her just the other day, and then I signed like 3 loyal customers this week. So I think it's huge. I got 2 or 3 more in the works, and I'm just excited, and I'm super excited for Cindy Smith. She's here on this thing right now, and her and I have the same story. We went to school together, and years go by, and she lost her husband a year after I lost my husband. So she needs this as much as I need this. And I'm super excited that she's here. And she is like posting like it's nobody's business already. And she's only been in it a day. So way to go, Cindy. And I'm super excited that you're on our team.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Anyone else want to share anything?
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. That's really cool when you can shout out your team and you can be on the call and your team's on the call. Like, that's just so fun. So yay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, who else would like to share? If anybody isn't sharing and you have some background noise, just gently mute yourself so that because otherwise it's a little distracting. But we encourage you to unmute yourself and share your wins.
I'll share, but some people.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I pressed stop video. I didn't press unmute, so I was talking, but I was like, it's not coming out. Hi. Hello. So I wanted to share, I don't know, I have to ask her when I meet her, but I blitzed someone in Kelowna, and then she went on my website and asked for more information, and we're meeting up on Monday at White Spot for a meeting about our products.
That's so awesome.
I was excited. So I'm going to obviously ask her like where she got the blitz card so I can see like where the success was and stuff, but I was excited about that.
That's awesome.
I had a similar experience this week too that I'm going to share with you guys in a minute too. So that's awesome. Way to go, Jess. Sorry.
I was just asking Jess, how did she contact you? Like phone? Or?
She went on my website and did the contact information, and I got the email about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I love when that happens.
I was like, sweet. It's a nice email.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. So who was at the same time with Jess there? Who was the
Sarah?
Oh, go for it.
All right. So, well, I'll share, but some people already might know, but that's okay. I'm super excited. But so I went to go to a nail place today. So it's so crazy how these things keep on happening to me. But anyway, so I went to a nail place, and I was going to my normal nail place. Of course, like they forgot about me. I'm sitting there for a half hour. I just get up and leave. I'm like, forget this. I was like, I need my nails done for green carpet. Hello. Like no one's thinking. So I'm going to another nail place. I haven't been in a while. And I literally walk in. I had one of my It Works gear on, like the one that's real blingy. And this girl was sitting there, and she goes, "Oh my God, I love your shirt." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." I was like, "Yeah, we have this." I was like, "We have the cutest clothes." She's like, "Oh, like where do you get it?" I was like, "Oh, wellness distributor for It Works. Have you heard of it?" She's like, "No." And then like a little bit later, she's like, "Oh yeah, that's at Wraps, right?" I was like, "Well, we have like 50 different products." Well, ironically, I sit next to her the whole time doing my nails. We're chatting. By the time we left, I found out how many kids she had. Her one daughter has literally my son's birthday. She has another baby on the way, and she's taken out of work because her pregnancy is difficult right now. And she's been looking for a way to make extra income. I already added her for a sneak peek tonight, and I started a group chat with Tanis already, and she's super excited to get started.
Yay.
Yay. And see, like, how fun is it going to get your nails done? You're going to the event, you meet somebody because your energy is high and they want to know everything you got going on because that's exciting, right? Like, that's so fun. When you have that, when you put that energy out there, it comes back to you. They want to be a part of it. Like, oh, you're getting your nails done and your clothes are fun. What do you got going on? I want to be doing what you're doing. And so that's awesome. Way to go, Tara.
Thank you.
That's awesome. I love it. Yeah, you just gotta have fun with your life and get out there more. I think sometimes we spend too much time at home, and and I just want to give a special shout out to Jackie. Where'd she go? There she is. Happy birthday, Jackie Marchant.
Oh, it's your birthday.
Happy birthday.
Are you in the airport traveling right now?
Yes, I'm at the airport. The flight was delayed. I should have been on the flight right now, but hey, it's a win-win. I get to work from the airport while I'm waiting.
That's awesome. And I've seen you do some pretty cool blitzing while getting your nails done at the airport. Speaking of all of those things. So.
Yes, with my sidekick, Jackie.
Awesome.
Yes,
Happy
yeah.
birthday.
Thank you. And Jake's got Stanley and the Bjorn, and they're walking around. And I definitely think I need to do a post, like take a screenshot of what I'm doing, or get Jake to take a photo just saying, like, look, I'm making money while I'm traveling with my family. You know, it's midweek and we're off on an adventure. If it wasn't for It Works, I'd be in an office right now. That would be kind of crappy. So I'm very thankful.
That's awesome. It's true. People love to travel and it just seems so out of everybody's reach. And so showing people that like, that was the biggest thing for you. I remember the first time we met, I'm like, what do you want to do? What would be your goal in life? And you're like, I just want to travel and spend time with my husband. And that's what you're doing now. Now you have a baby, but like you're living the dream. Like you basically said, this is what that makes sense for me. I want to do that.
Yes, it's so the perfect thing. Like It Works is the perfect thing for what I wanted. It's just been amazing. And now having Stanley, my why is more about, being a mom and having our family time. And it's just like I can appeal to so many different people now. So I hit the travelers, and I still am traveling, but now I've got so many moms that are just loving it. Like I feel like I'm in the right place at the right time. I've been so involved in my local moms groups, and like the ladies just want to meet up every day, whether it's going for walks or having coffees or whatever. We're doing like baby exercise classes and all sorts of stuff. Sorry, not babies exercising. We're exercising, but we get to bring the babies. But yeah, it's just been amazing, and just being social and like becoming their friend. I haven't had to push it on anyone. People are just asking me what I do, and it's coming up really naturally. So there's a win for the week is they're just all asking me. Like I signed up a loyal customer from my mother's group with the greens, and she came on one of our online parties. She commented on one of my posts, and I said, come check out the online party. And basically just boom, right after that was like, yep, I want Lagreens. How do I get them? And I said, you can be a loyal customer. And she's like, yep, easy, done. And it's just because we've got such good trust and friendship that it's like fast to seal the deal with those people. Whereas if it's just someone that you've kind of just met online, it takes a lot longer to build that trust and rapport. So plus it's so much fun doing the face-to-face thing. So that's what I'm absolutely loving. Like you said, not spending so much time at home, getting out and being social. One of the girls from my mother's group, she like came right up to me the other day when we were having coffee as a big group. And she's like, what do you do? I need to know about what you do. I saw your posts and I'm like, oh yeah, cool. And then I said, well, I'm with this company and I wrote these amazing products that I absolutely love. And she's just asking me all these questions about the products. And she's like, do you like help people start their own business? And I'm like, yes. And she's like, okay, I need to do this. And she said she was talking to a guy about joining some essential oil company. And she said, but he was like a bit too pushy and he came off kind of desperate. And I said, and she's like, but you're not like that, so I want to do that. So she came over the other day. I said, come over. She brought me a coffee, and yeah, she loved everything. She got to try the products and loved them, and she's going to be joining the team soon. So that's awesome.
Amazing. You always have such great testimonies on how you build your business in person and you do it online. And you know what I mean? Like, you really just, like, you live that it works lifestyle. And so that's so cool. Way to go, Jackie. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you. I'll mute myself in case there's noise.
Okay. All right. So would anybody else like to share?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Well, my wins are like a proof kind of like of consistency is important, because I've been consistent posting and following with people, and there's some people that right from the bat, without any offer them anything, they say, oh, you know, I like to hang out with you, but I'm not interested about your product. I'm like, no worry, I can just be your friend, right? And lately, she messaged me and say, oh, what kind of supplement you have for the gym and this and that. And it's coming more and more. And it's just, you know, fun to see that because of your personality and because you're not pushy, but you're a good friend, then people kind of like trust you and start to ask you more about your stuff. So it's feel good. And also, Jackie and I will have a chat after with a potential DT just after this. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah.
Me too. I don't see, I love that. That's really great. Is Stephanie Ash on the call? Does anyone see her? She was just talking about that. I don't see her. Okay.
It's her phone was, I know her phone went out, like her phone broke last night. And then also one other thing, it's her and Alf's anniversary. So I don't know if maybe she's just busy with that.
Yeah, because we were talking about that, Marianne. So you were saying that, like, how it's important to, when people don't want to feel sold to and stuff like that, to make sure we honor the friendship first. Steph, I you know, if I was more prepared, I could, if I knew she wasn't coming, I could play the messages that she shared on with me. But like, that was our story too. Like, we met and she basically said, I want to join your team. It was with a different company. And then she's like, no, I don't. And she kind of like pulled back, and I said, well, that's okay. Let's be friends. And everything from that started. And you know what? Next week, I'm going to get her to share her story, because it speaks more towards that. And no matter what, I think it's always people first, no matter what. I think that having relationships with people is the number one thing. And the business, it comes organically and naturally no matter what. And either some people want to come in the beginning, some people come in a little bit later, some people don't come in at all. That's okay, but they might refer other people to you, so you just never know, right? So it's always win-win when you put people first, I think.
Absolutely. This is a relationship business, so that's what it's all about. First, be friends with people. I mean, I know a lot of people, like my biggest rock stars, I was just friends with first, right? And they had that trust in me, and then I just showed my, adventure. That's why being consistent is so crucial. Being excited, showing people where you're going. I mean, I had someone say to me the other day, I forget who it was, and she said, oh, well, Tanis, people are going to join you instead of someone new like me. And I said, no, you're wrong, because people join people. It doesn't matter if you're an ambassador, if you're a brand new distributor. From the day I joined, I really, really needed this. And I was telling people I was going diamond. I was so excited. I was consistent. I was learning, and I was putting off that energy. So, you know that saying that your energy introduces you before you speak. Like, if you're putting that out there, you're going to get what you put out, right? That's why if you're on social media, you don't put anything negative, right? Don't put, ads and salesy types things on Facebook, because people don't want to be sold. They want you to care about them, right? So that's super important.
I totally agree. I think you have to treat people the way you want to be treated, right?
And just work on your energy. Like, that's one thing I can tell you guys is, like, be a light. Like, be like a bright shining light that, like, when you are around people, when you walk in a room, like, your energy draws people to you. Don't be like in your shell and like reserved and like, you know, afraid to interact. I know sometimes that's like my natural tendency. I'm a little bit shy, especially, you know, having a funny accent and everything. Like, I feel that's my natural tendency, but I feel so much better about myself when I just put that away and say, get over yourself. And I just be that light, because I know that like people respond to that. And it's so much better for you, for your relationships, and you're more able to help people when you're like that.
I think that's amazing. And I mean, me and Tanis when we went to go see Tony Robbins, he totally spoke towards that. You are in control of your energy and your state, and other people are going to be attracted to you based on what you're putting out there, right? So yeah, that's just correct. I agree with that 100%. And I think sometimes we need to alter our energy, and we need to alter how we feel about things and put them into perspective, because lots of times when we're fearful, we're thinking about ourselves and oh no, what if she says no? But if we put that other person first and we realize that we could be blessing them, we could be helping change their life, who knows what we could be doing for them, maybe they need us, then we stop becoming so fearful and we start to come from a place of compassion, right? So
and it changes all aspects of your life, everything, you know, your business, everything, the way you feel. I know for me personally, I have lots going on, but you know what? I mean, some people know, my team knows, but I don't share it with the world and tell everybody. I mean, like Jackie M just said, like, be the light, right? Everybody has shit going on, pardon my language, right? But it's always going to be like that, right? It's not all rainbows and sparkles and, you know, glitter, right? And I mean, everybody has stuff going on, right? So, I mean, that's why you want to be there for people, but, you know, find out what if you're talking to someone, like, you know, interact with them, find out what they need, you know, and how, you know, this business and you can help them, right? So,
Pardon, don't be throwing stuff in.
Oops. Mute. Did anyone else have anything they wanted to just share? And then we can.
I have a quick little share. I'll share, and if anybody wants to share after me, and then Tanis, I know that I'm excited to hear about Spain. Yeah. How does that sound? Is that okay?
Yeah.
So me and Whitney and one of Whitney's friends, we went out and we were just cruising on our bikes and being girls and having fun. And we stopped in, and there was a couple that pulled up at the same place we were with our bikes. We were all on our bikes, and we started chatting with them. And we just hit it off, like exactly like Marianne was saying, be friends first. So we just like totally were like connecting. And there was something about this girl that I don't know, that she reminded me of myself tremendously. Like, I felt like there was just something about her. And I was really, you know, when you really are like almost like you're interested to connect with somebody, but you don't want to come off creepy. So I'm in this, you know, and then she looks at my bracelet and she goes, oh my gosh, you're with It Works? I've been looking for It Works. I just said that 2 days ago that I'm looking for a distributor. She's like, I want to hook up with you. And so she basically, we hit it off, and then she basically was like, yeah, I want in. And she messaged me. We've already been connecting. We were supposed to have lunch today, but one of her friends' dog ran away, so she had to go looking for her friend's dog, obviously. So I'm going to connect with her in the next few days, but she's already a yes. And I'm, you know, we'll see whether she wants to be a distributor or a customer, but either way, she's already a yes. So it's a beautiful thing, putting friends first and attracting people that have the same similar energies and things like that. So I'm really excited for my new friend. I'm also excited because she's already a yes.
That's awesome.
And wearing your gear, like how simple is that? You gotta wear something. You may as well wear something that'll make you money.
Well, I think it was Quentin Conway said on stage one time that he has an ambassador on his team because he was wearing a bracelet one day. So because he wore his bracelet one day, he now has an ambassador on his team. So that's, I don't know. I just think that's insane. That resonates with me. So this never comes off.
That's awesome. And everybody's a potential. Every single person is a potential. So don't, if you think someone's not interested, you're already, closing yourself off on that opportunity. You never know who your next rock star is, and don't give up on people too, unless they tell you, they're not interested. I mean, or they, people ignore people all the time. I mean, I've had people ignore me and follow up. It takes so long for people to, a lot of the girls, even on my team now, who are promoting and doing really well. I took a long time for me to just connect with them and get them, more interested in the business. I mean, you guys know me, I'm super consistent. I don't miss a day. Like, I'm obsessed with the business. You have to be obsessed with your business if you want to get to the top. You can't just work it once a week or when you feel like it, because then nothing's really going to happen, right?
So Tanis, I'm excited. Well, do we have anybody else that wants to share? Because I'm so excited to hear about Stain. We've been waiting so long.
Sorry.
It's like a 1-minute share, I promise. You just reminded me of something that when you said, like, people, you have to be consistent and, people take time. Well, I just signed a distributor this week, April. I think she might be on the call, and her husband, Chris. And they literally were going to join me in 2014.
Wow.
3 years ago. And they became my loyal customer earlier this year, and they finally joined the team this week. So
wow.
I just think that a lot of people would have been gone by now. Don't you think? Like, a lot of people would have given up on their It Works business by now. Like, there's just people don't understand that businesses take time. I mean, you guys do because you're here, but I think it's important that we educate our new distributors and say, like, this is a time, this is a business. Like, you're going to have some people join you now, and some of the people that you talk to now will join you in 3 years. So when they're ready, make sure you're still here and make sure that you keep talking to more people in the meantime.
Yeah, and that's why planting those seeds, it's so important, Just because you talk to Lucy or Sally or George, doesn't mean that they're signing up tomorrow, right? But maybe they'll sign up in a couple months, one of the girls on my team, it took me a year to sign her up. And now she's like a crazy rock star, right? But I just kept following up with her, and I just follow up with a lot of people. And I know that's part of my success because I just don't give up on people unless they just don't want to talk to me anymore. That happens too.
Yeah.
It's okay. I get over it. You can't take things personally. You really can't.
And I have people coming to me all the time and saying, oh, I was, looking and I was talking to someone and they're no longer doing It Works. Can I join with you? So be the one who's here and just isn't like doing this as just like, oh, I'm going to try it for a month and then I'm just going to see where it goes. And if I don't get instant success overnight, I'm just going to, on to the next thing. Nothing pays when you don't, stay consistent over time. Nothing in this world.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
True.
Okay,
right.
now you can go Spain talk.
Awesome. So we had this leadership retreat. So it was International Leadership Retreat. Both the Jackies were also invited, but they couldn't go. We also had one back in December, which I didn't go at the time just for some health reasons. And so I went to this one, and I'm so glad I went. It was amazing. I was asked to do a panel. If you guys know Kinsey Pentecost, that's Mark's daughter. She's in charge. She's vice president of International, and her and Albert Bosch, I can't ever say his name. He's the president. So we did panels, and it was really great because every single person works their business differently. Every single person has a different story. Every single person is different ages. I mean, there was lots of men there. One of my great friends that I met, his name's Christian Carter. He's the only presidential diamond in Norway and the greatest guy. We're doing a Zoom on Sunday. And, first of all, I was asking him, I'm like, how do you deal with all these women, right? Because his whole team is basically women, right? But he's like, I have men too. And he's like, what he said to me is like how he works his business is totally different from how I work my business. And remember, they don't have all the supplements over there either. They don't have, they have the greens, the skincare, they don't have the hair, skin, nails anymore. So basically have the wraps, a lot of the skincare, the greens, and the shake. So they don't have the supplement line. They don't have everything else that we have. Then there's some top guys that I met from France. So I love how this business is, I'm really excited because You know, there are a lot of men that are going to come into this business, and, you know, it's just so great to learn from different people. And Rob, actually, one of our new distributors, he's on right now. This is his second or third. Hey, Rob. And you know what, like, this business is for anybody. So it's the biggest thing that I really learned. So when we did these panels, you know, my portion was how I grow my business, you know, how I, you know, got to where I am basically, and basically just doing the same thing over and over again. Being excited, consistent, passionate, and having a really big, you know, why, right? And this girl from France, she's like top earner in France. One thing she said that was really, really great to talk when you're talking to potentials, say to them, what is holding you back? You know, because I watched someone for a year, you know, I just wasn't ready. And the girl who had first asked me, she didn't follow up with me at all. And I ended up joining someone else, you know, and I joined the person that I joined because, you know, she was in the city and I saw she made a post one day and I was just ready and I joined with her, right? So the biggest thing is if you're not connecting with people and following up with people and, you know, really trying to grow your team, it's going to be hard to get distributors. So my goal all the time, and we talked about this a lot, every single person there was a triple diamond and up. You had to maintain triple diamond and get the steps to success, I think, for 1 or 2 months or something. I don't even remember what the qualifications were. But everyone there, I think there was about 30 of us. And so we did a lot of team building. We talked a lot about leadership, being a leader. The biggest thing is when you join this, you're a leader right away. If you are planning on getting to executive, ruby, emerald, diamond, you have to act like a leader, okay? So it doesn't mean you have to be all serious, but you have to have poise. Like, you have to be someone that other people are going to want to join, right? That's super important. So whether you've been doing this you're brand new, or maybe you've been doing this for a couple years and you're having, you know, troubles. I know this one girl was saying how she was having issues signing up distributors. She could sign up customers and she could not sign up distributors. So what changed for her was really working on herself. I know for me, after I went diamond, and I struggled to get to double, and I really had to change myself and grow as a leader. You know, they always say to get to the next rank, you have to grow yourself, right? So that really resonated with me. And what you really want in life, and like your goals and your dreams. I mean, we all join this for a reason. And I always remind my girls, like, even last night I was on a Zoom with some new girls on one of my girls' teams. And we talked a lot about, you know, when someone joins and they're maybe getting frustrated or things are going on, I totally get that, right? Because things happen to all of us. Like, connect with your team and say, you know, remember your why. Like, you know, maybe their upline quit. Maybe you're their direct upline. I mean, I always saw Steph and Jackie as my uplines, right? And, you know, if you know someone who's super successful, like, you know, Jackie and Steph were that for me, they still are. I wanted to learn every single thing I could from them, right? So if you want to be a presidential diamond, I knew what Jackie was earning and I wanted to be where she was at. So, you know, remember what your dreams are. So if you want to be an executive, we talked a lot about, so everybody there, like I said, was triple diamond and up, right? So, like, the main thing that Albert was saying, and this sounds kind of bad how he said it, but I understood what he was saying, and I'll explain it. So you have to be a little bit selfish in a way that you are doing this for you. You know what I mean? So you come first. And I am one of those people. I pour my heart and my soul into my team. And I know it's a huge part of my success, but it's also a bad thing for me because I don't take care of myself, right? So you can't pour from an empty cup. So if you're struggling with things, you really have to take care of yourself, whether that's getting up in the morning and doing some meditation, or going for a jog, going to a yoga class. You really have to focus on yourself first. Jackie smiled at me. But that was the biggest thing. I missed an event. I'm not going to green carpet and I'm really upset about it. But then, you know what? I'm really happy about it because I can't go right now. So taking care of yourself and your family or your future family, and and remembering why you joined. Like, I know I did like a homework assignment with my team the other day, and I called it like a vision challenge and writing down your goals. Because if you don't, I know the first week I joined, I printed out my diamond chart right away because I was so driven. Like, you can't motivate people, right? But I printed that out right away because I told Jackie and Steph, I'm like, I'm going diamond, and then I'm going double. You have to put that out to the world, right? Because the law of attraction is so huge, right? Sorry, Cindy, what did you say? I'm so glad. Oh, yeah. I mean, okay, getting to events, I understand a lot of people can't get to events. I totally get that. But get to One Team One missions, get to boot camps, those are super important. So
it's super amazing to be able to go, but it's not always easy.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. For me, sorry, what's that noise? If you guys, Cindy, maybe that's you. Sorry. If you guys can't go, I totally understand. A lot of people have other jobs, but, I was telling my team, I was like, follow top leaders this week that are going to be at Green Carpet, and get on Mark and Pam. Like, I am so upset. I was supposed to go to Pam's party on Saturday night at her house, and I'm like, I'll be at home cuddling with my dog, right? But, remember why you're doing this, right? So you're doing this for yourself or your family or, your kids, or maybe you want to quit your job. Maybe you want to retire your husband. My husband's last week of work is next week. And I remember people making fun of me saying, oh, you'll never retire your husband and all this stuff, right? But don't worry what people say. So basically the biggest thing we talked about in Spain is just becoming a leader. And we talked a lot about, we had to get up and share our story, and then they videotaped all of us. So each person came up, and they had translators too, because about half of the people there did not speak English. So that was kind of funny. But I speak French, so that was fine. But you know what? Every single person's story is different, right? So your story, you have to have your story and why you're doing this. And I tell my story every single day, whether it's helping, Christy and I, we were, she's closing a distributor and she got me in a message. Tara's putting me a message. Like, do that third party and tell people your story. It doesn't matter if you just signed. Maybe you're having a hard time getting distributors, but you can turn around everything tomorrow and start signing distributors. It's just your energy and what you're putting into your business. So we talked a lot about, like I said, being excited, consistent, showing up, and just being a leader and telling people where you're going. We did a sandcastle contest on the beach. That was interesting. It was like super hot, and we were building sandcastles, and we were all like working together. And some people were really bossy, and I was just sitting there like thinking about wanting to go get a drink because I really wasn't into it. Right? I just wasn't. We all day we did the training, and I just wasn't. But some people were really into it, and that's
my girl.
What?
That's my girl. Fun. Go get a drink.
It was fun, right? But yeah, I mean, Spain was really all about we did a lot of personal development. They had lots of slideshows, like Tony Robbins, and because this business, we talk about it all the time, you guys. It is a personal development business with a compensation plan, right? We talk about that all the time, and I didn't really understand how to do this business until I think probably a couple of months after I went diamond. Like, I knew I had to get to diamond. I saw my little roadmap. I knew everything that I need to do, but I didn't understand how it worked, that I needed to be a leader and help my team, because I just didn't really understand all that. Because unless you've, been successful in any type of, I didn't do anything like this before, but I watched someone and I wanted to soak up as much knowledge as possible, So when Jackie and Steph were like, get to conference, show up on Zooms, I don't miss like a Sunday or a Monday family call. And you can't force people to get on them. I mean, they're on the Wired app. I post them on my page, but I can't force Sally to get, I don't know, sorry if there's a Sally. I can't force Sally to get on that call. She has to want to get on it and remember why she's doing this, right? I have so many people saying, you know, they're having money problems or they have stuff going on in their life. And I totally get that because, you know, I've totally been there. Financially, not anymore, but we all have stuff going on, right? So just be strong. And if you're struggling, you know, and you need some help, like talk to your leader, you know, just shutting out and not being consistent and just basically stopping your business and then coming back like a week later. The people who were watching you, they don't take you serious anymore, right? So that was basically what we did in Spain. It was a lot of personal development and just talking all about how we work our business.
So a few things. So Tanis, you guys you got a notification telling you what number you rank in being in the top 100 earners?
Yeah, I got an email.
And what number did you get?
They're not announcing the number until Green Carpet, but they told you if you were the top 25.
And so you got an email saying that you were in the top 25?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool.
That's amazing.
But you guys, there's a girl on my team who I know she's ranked higher than me. And
that's awesome.
You guys know Carol Ann, and I'm happy for her. God, I want every single person on my team to I don't care. I'm happy about that, right? And
of course, hey, I think that anybody that has a problem with their team doing better than them needs to get their head examined.
Well, I mean, of course, I don't know. I love it. I love seeing people succeed, even if they're not on my team. I have a lot of sideline friends.
The thing about it is that there's room for success for everybody. Yeah. It's not like I'm having success, no one else can have it. It's not like that. The beautiful thing, and one of the things I've always said about this business that I love is I actually have always felt like it's better than winning the lottery, because when you win the lottery, it's like it's yours, and it's weird because you don't know what to do with it. There's no personal development. A lot of people spend their money and it's gone, or else they hoard it and they don't enjoy it.
Yeah,
they don't have any training towards how to deal with it. And with this business, we get to make an income, and we get to show other people how to make an income. And the impact that has on families and on other people's lives is like winning the lottery, you know what I mean? But even better, because your ability to share it with people. And it's not up to us what they do with it. You're totally right. Mm-hmm. But the thing about it is that you could bring this opportunity to somebody and you could change generations of their life. Like you can help on like a ripple effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't know what you can do for people, or what you can help them do for themselves is actually really what it is. And so I think that that's super cool.
Well, yeah. And you know what, whether you're in a situation where you really need the income like I was, but not only that, I needed something for myself. I was depressed. I really didn't want to go back to my job. We were in so much debt, and I really wanted something for myself that I could be proud of, because I knew I was worthy of more. I wanted more for my daughter. And I know there's a lot of people on my team who don't necessarily need the money. So there are people who need this. Maybe they want something for them, or they want to retire, or they want to have extra money for, their kids, or, their future kids, or whatever it is. But I don't know one person that, is just, there are some girls on my team and guys on my team who do just join this for fun and don't really care. But honestly, not that they don't really care, but you either have to be all in or all out, in my opinion. Like, you can't I'll say again, you can't half-ass it, right? Because you're not going to get anywhere. Like you're not, right? So you have to take this business seriously. I share my story every single day, and I don't talk about money or anything to brag to people. And I always tell the girls not to post their paychecks or anything. You can say certain things, because I know the girl that got me excited about the business, she would talk about bonuses, and she would talk about how she was changing her family's life. So that's what really got me excited about the business. So think about the person that you join with and what they did to get you to join, So I am a very, I don't want to say money driven, because that sounds like that sounds bad, but I'm very driven in the fact that we had tons of debt. My marriage wasn't good. We were not getting ahead, and I think there are a lot of people I forget what the percent rate, and I know I heard a statistic in the US, it was like 80% of people are like $300 away, that all they need an extra every month to just for bills and everything. I forget what the statistic was. I can't even talk. But most people need the income, right? So to me, if you really need it, you have to be all in, you know? And there's a lot of girls, a lot of guys who have jobs and kids and go to school, and there's a lot of success stories, you know? So that was, I mean, does anyone have any questions about Spain or anything else? It was basically it was a leadership retreat, right? So we talked a lot about how we work our business and just growing as leaders. And because I know I've grown a lot since I started. Like, I had no idea what I was doing in the beginning, and I think I know what I'm doing now. So, you know, but I'm still the same person. I, you know, just have fun with it. And I'm super consistent and excited every single day. I'm obsessed and in love with my business. And I show that to every single day to people, right? So that's really important that you're showing that to people.
I have a question for you. So what was your biggest haha moment of your leadership retreat, or what was the best tips you got from it?
You know what? I had this huge page of notes, you guys. I don't know where Jay put my book, but anyway, I really like Albert. What? You guys, Jay is so organized and I'm not, and he like organized this whole new desk for me, and I don't know where anything is. But you know what? The biggest thing is I really, really like Albert. We had a cocktail party day. We had lots of dinners and parties, and I learned a lot from him. He's a really interesting guy, and he lived a really cool life. And the biggest thing is that why are you doing what you're doing, right? I think some people, if you're in this business and you've been doing it for like a year or two, and you're maybe not getting anywhere, you have to change what you're doing. I say that all the time. But you have to remember why you're doing this. Like, to me, if I was doing this for a couple years and I wasn't getting anywhere, that's my fault, right? It's not Jackie's fault or Jess's fault or Cindy's fault. I mean, you know what I mean? So you need to buckle down and decide what you're doing. Because like what Jackie said, like, you're building a legacy for your family. Like, I told Jay, I said, we're going to be millionaires by 2018. And like, you know, 2 years ago, we were not in a good place, right? So I keep talking about where I'm going. And the biggest thing that Albert was saying is you kind of have to be selfish. You come first. And when he first started talking about this, I was like, what's he talking about, right? Because we're all about giving and, you know, showing how amazing this business is and being there for others, which is so true. But you join business. What's that noise? You heard that?
Yeah, I can hear a bunch of stuff. I think that you have to kind of unmute it. I mean, you have to mute a few people. I would help you, Tanis, but I'm not a co-host.
No, that's okay. I'll do it. So the biggest thing that he was saying, you guys, was, sorry, I'm just going to get everybody. I have to delete it. I have to mute all. There we go. I muted everyone. You guys are all muted. So the biggest thing he was saying is you have to be selfish in the fact that, I mean, you have to give up a lot if you want greatness, right? If you want to get to ambassador, you have to give up, you know, watching. I don't watch TV every night. I see people talk about all their great shows on I don't find that very motivating when I see people talking about like their favorite shows. And to me, I'm like, I want to help people make more money and, you know, be able to, you know, quit their job if they want. I mean, yeah, I watch maybe 1 or 2 shows on Netflix, but maybe like once a week because I'm just so focused on my business. So you have to be selfish in the fact that you can say no to things to better things. So that was my biggest aha moment, which is what I knew already, but it was really good for me because I know I talked to both Jackies about this. I was really struggling and, you know, feeling bad that I wasn't going to green carpet and I felt like I was letting people down, but it's okay to say no and do what's best for you because this is for your family, right? You're doing this. Like, I know a lot of people on here really, really need this. So you have to give yourself a kick in the ass. Like, give yourself a kick. If you really need this, I know girls that are so close to promotions. And like I said, I was talking to a girl on one of the presidential pages, and we were talking about the quickest people were getting to diamond and double diamond. And I know Stephanie Ash, she went ruby to double diamond in 1 month. I went ruby to diamond in 1 month. So you can promote quick, but you have to be intentional. You have to really, really want it and make yourself the number one priority. Cindy, did you raise your hand? Oh, I thought you raised your hand. So that was my biggest aha moment, was it's okay to be selfish and say no to people. And he had a really good way about how he talked, and I really like Albert because I didn't really know him before. Just when he messaged me congratulating me when I promoted to presidential, but you know, we really talked a lot about, like, you know, they had some triple diamonds up there talking, and then they had the presidentials, and then there was like a couple ambassadors, and every single person has, you know, like I was saying, there were men, there were women, there were moms, there were young girls that were in school that were single. I mean, so many different stories. There were older people, there were girls that were really young. So, I mean, anyone can do this. It's just not everybody will. I mean, I know which people really, really want this and are working, and I don't have to message them and see if they're, you know, I know if they say, okay, I'm promoting this month, they're going to make it happen, you know? So I think you just have to really decide how bad you want it and then make it happen. Sorry, Cindy, what did you say?
Cindy wants to talk about how long it took us to get to where we are, and what the levels look like how many rubies are in a diamond, I think, or something. I'm not sure. Cindy, maybe you want to unmute yourself and maybe just really ask the question so we can help you out.
Okay, I was just asked by a new distributor, a really good friend of mine, what level I was at and how long it took me to get there.
I'm gonna go.
And so I just thought that it would be helpful for her to see, she is on here, how everybody else is doing and how long it took them to get there, because not everybody is the same. And
for sure.
I just
everybody's story is different.
Yes, everybody's story is different. And everybody spends some people spend more time like being committed to it than others. And, you know, I just want her to know that it's all about the effort. Jackie.
So Jackie. Yeah, I was going to say, Tanis, why don't we let Jackie Marchand go first, because she's in the airport, and I don't know if she's going to be able to stay on as long as we can. So
Jackie,
why don't we
I unmuted you.
I love listening to her story.
I unmuted you, Jackie. You're allowed to talk.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so yes, I joined in March 2013. And I really wanted to get that $10,000 diamond bonus. And at the time, you had to get it in your first 3 months, kind of like what we have on now. And I didn't really know how I was going to do it. I didn't really know about charting. I didn't know about anything, to be honest. I just thought, well, this is an amazing opportunity. It sounds so good. I know a lot of people. I'll just tell everyone I know, and they'll all just join me, and I'll just get my bonus. That was kind of what I expected. And then, you know, not everyone that I expected to say yes did. And I took it really personally at first. And I thought, wow, if I'm getting all these no's, like, I'll never be able to succeed. I took every single no, like, with so much emotion. And what I've learned is, since then, it doesn't matter. If you say a no, it's not a personal rejection. It's just, I don't want to do this business or have these products at this moment. And it's not personal. So you should just, like, not really worry about it. And also, you don't need every single person that you ask to say yes. It's, like, really unrealistic to expect that. But that's what I thought. You know, I didn't know any better. And I think it's important that we all know, for our new distributors who are joining, they don't know any better either. And it's easy when you've been in this for a long time. You know what you know. You kind of forget that they don't know, and you were in that same position when you were new too. So anyhow, I still signed up more than my 4 loyal customers. I got my 400 volume. I signed up, you know, several distributors in my first couple of months. I think I went executive in my first couple of months quite quickly, but I didn't really know about how to chart. Sorry for the airport announcements in the background. Anyway, and then I didn't go Ruby until about my 7th month in the business because I didn't really follow the charting and everyone on my team wasn't working and I just kind of was all over the place. But then I got to finally sit down with Jackie and she was able to just blow my mind. And she's just like, well, do you want to make what I'm making? And I'm like, yes, of course I do. I just don't know how. And she's like, well, why don't you just show me? Like, let me show you. Do what I've done. And I'm like, oh, I don't know why I never thought of that in the beginning. So I'm like, if someone has what you want, just do what they do, you know, just copy them. And I hung around her every chance I got. Every time I had an opportunity to get on a call or go to a meeting or go to an event, I did it. I just, any chance to hear from or talk to any of the top leaders, I was there. And I just became, like Tana said, obsessed with my business. So after going Ruby in about my 7th month, I went to conference in my 10th month and I was Emerald at conference. And then that same month I went Diamond and I got the Diamond bonus. And I saw all the people on stage and I just was like, I got goosebumps. And I said, I want to be on that stage as a top earner. They're just normal people like me. I can do this too. That was January. And then by June at Green Carpet, I was on stage as a presidential and in the top 50 earners.
Wow.
So it happened for me slow at the beginning. And then once I just got my head around it and started being obsessed, it just happened quickly. That's me. Everyone's different.
That's amazing. I love your story.
Thank you.
I love
your story. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I love
Everybody's journey is so
one of
different.
the best stories though, because she did sit at Ruby for a while and she did feel a little lost at first, right? Like she did go through that having to find herself and having to figure it out. She's never done a business like this before. And she just made a decision that she was going to be one of those people on stage. And sometimes we don't realize that these decisions we're making, I'm just going to decide to be successful. We don't realize how that can impact our whole life. That one decision that you're going to be that person on stage. And how many times have you been on stage now, Jackie, and been, you know, to different dashes and how many different, like, it's just insane.
I think I've lost count. Like I don't count it anymore. You know, I just enjoy it every single time.
So beautiful.
So thankful. So thankful. And
you know,
I think it's great that we all have different stories because some people will relate to mine and some people relate to yours or Tannis's or whoever else's, you know.
I remember I was a brand new distributor and I went to conference like by myself and I had like a couple customers and I saw Jackie M walk across the stage. Jackie Z was on the white couch, like sharing. I was so intimidated by these girls. I was like, holy crap. Right?
And now we're looking up to you.
You know, and then I was a distributor. I was just a brand new distributor. I had no idea what charting was. I had no idea. But after that, I was like, okay, these bonuses, I am getting to Diamond. I had no idea what I needed to do to get there. But I came home and I was like, okay, Jackie, stuff. Like, what do I need to do? You know, like I had no clue what to do. Like none of us know what we're doing. But if you don't learn and you're not involved and you're not taking the time to figure out how to be successful, you're not going to be successful, right? I mean, how? Like, it's not, you're not just going to fall, it's not just going to fall in your lap, you're going to become an ambassador, right? You have to learn how it works.
That's totally what I thought. I don't know why I thought that.
That's awesome. What about you, Jackie Z?
Me? I'll tell you my story very quickly as I can because we are running tight for time.
I know. Yeah, I do have a couple other things I want to go over, but yeah.
Right. I'll be mindful of my time. I came from another company and so I had a little bit of background in doing home parties and I was done with that other company. It was I don't know, I learned a lot from it, but I felt like once I started with It Works, it's almost like I felt like I was in kindergarten and all of a sudden now I was like in university. So when I started growing, I feel like I grew kind of quickly and I didn't feel like that at the time. I felt like I was in quicksand and moving really slowly. So I went Ruby in my first 2 months and then in my 3rd month, so it was 3.5 months in, I went Diamond. And I did that by having home parties. I invited my friends and my family and everybody that would listen to me at all, because I was so excited. I just wanted to tell everybody about it. And so I invited people to my house consistently. Lots of times no one showed up. That was not abnormal for me to have no shows. And I also invited, I asked a couple of my close girlfriends for favors and seeing if they would get me in front of their friends. And that's just kind of where everything kind of took off. So I went diamond 3.5 months. And then I feel like I didn't understand how to be a leader until I got to diamond as well. I went to one of Kyler Pentecost's training. Me and a couple of people from my team went to Michigan. No, not Michigan. We drove to North Dakota, and which was awesome. We had a fun time, and we just went to one of the day events where we spent all day. It was like you're in It Works school basically, and we got to hear from Kyler Pentecost, which blew my mind. So that was my big mind-blowing moment, because there's just something about that guy. Like he changed my feeling towards the company, because I got to see the heart of the company. And I think that's what going to events does. Like, I know that sometimes getting to events is really, really hard, but every single success story, and I don't care whether you're talking about mine, Tanis's, anybody on stage, it doesn't matter who you're talking about. There was always a moment where they were at an event that things changed. There was something that the light bulb went off, and they just got it. And like, that's what happened to me. That's happened to everybody. So getting to the events, that's why we're always saying it over and over again, because it's the beginning of everybody's story. Anyways, Kyler Pentecost was amazing. I got to hear so many testimonies on the products from all these different people. And that was a big aha moment for me, because I needed so badly to know how well the products worked. And I got to hear about all these different products that lots of them I didn't know much about when I was at this event. And I got to hear about incredible testimonies. And so my heart just grew. And it was an incredible experience for me. And then what happened was I went double diamond right after leaving conference. So that was like about 7 months later. And then, so I went double diamond, I think 9 months in, and I think triple diamond was 10 months in. So my jump, it took me a while to get from diamond to double diamond, but then I only stayed at double diamond for 1 month. And then I went straight to triple diamond, and that was when I brought Barb in, and we got her to diamond in 9 days. And so my checks literally were doubling in that time period, which was crazy. And that's also when my husband retired. So Joe's been retired now for 4 years officially, like right now. So my husband was a Red Seal electrician, and now he's been home with me for 4 years, and we've relocated to BC, Canada and stuff. So without this business, I would still be living in Winnipeg, and I would probably be like I don't know where I would be. I honestly don't know. I don't even want to think about that, because this business has blessed our lives so tremendously that it's, I can't even imagine. So yeah, and then we went presidential 1 month after that, and that was 3 years ago. And so it's my 5-year anniversary coming up next month. So that's always exciting. And so that's always fun for me. So yeah, that's my story.
That's awesome. Yay. Okay. I joined. I went, I couldn't afford to go to conference, but Jackie and Steph, and more so Steph, I didn't really know Jackie then. Steph's like, you need to get to conference. And my husband's like, okay, we can't afford for you to go. And I was like, you know what? I'm going. I wanted to go. I'm a very, very red personality. We really needed this. And I was just fired up and I wanted to go. I had no idea. I didn't even know what Ruby was or anything. I went there. I sat there. Like I said, I saw the Jackies. I was so intimidated by them. But I just saw people on stage that were just normal. Like everybody had different stories. Everybody just totally normal people, all walks of life. So I came home and I was like, okay, I'm getting that diamond bonus. I was bugging Steph and Jackie like crazy. Like, ask for help, like ask questions, It was what? Oh, sorry. So I was, I had to get to diamond because I really had to make it happen, you guys. So, and the biggest thing is when you are promoting, if you really need it and you really want it, you are eat, sleep, breathing, it works, right? Like it doesn't just happen, you become diamond, right? So I remember the month I went diamond, I went basically ruby to diamond that month. I was working my butt off. I wasn't sleeping. So I went diamond 4 months in, and then my team kind of fell apart. Now these girls, you guys, they could have been complete rock stars. Because when I joined, I made a plan who I wanted on my team. You know, I thought of like 4 or 5 girls, and just people that I used to work with or that I went to school with, or just think of anybody, right? And I basically met up with them, and so anyway, these girls basically quit. So I was maintaining Diamond basically by totally working my butt off, because like I was getting tons of customers and I was bringing in new people, because basically I went from like around 10,000 volume or so to basically all these girls kind of quitting. So that sucked. So then getting Diamond to Double Diamond was the most difficult. But then I really learned basically from Jackie and Steph that I really had to become a leader. I really had to, I was putting it out there that I never showed anyone that, my business was struggling, because I was still a diamond, but I basically had no team. Then I had girls join my business, and I had some rock stars join, and like they caught the vision because I was really, pouring into them. And then so I went Double Diamond like 10 months after I went Diamond, and it was like a grueling 10 months. And I remember the month I went Double Diamond, it was the bonuses, and I couldn't go to conference just because I had a head injury and everything. So I couldn't fly. And I remember being at a restaurant with my husband. We were at just like a Salisbury house or something. And he's like, you're always on your phone. You're always on your phone. And I also want to say, you guys, I've had the most negative people saying I couldn't do this. I've had family and like my brother and friends be negative about the business. And that fueled me. It'll either fuel you or it will bring you down and you'll quit. That really fueled me, because I like to prove people wrong. I'm kind of feisty like that. And so that month I told my husband I'm getting my Double Diamond. I got my Double Diamond bonus. So my paycheck basically went from, my highest diamond was about 5,000. And then my first Double Diamond check was just over 10,000. And then, so that was last February. And then like 3 months later, I went Triple Diamond. And then I went Presidential Diamond about 7 months later. And now like I've been like boxed for ambassador, and I'm just, when the time's right. So either I think about August. So it's been a huge, it's great. The financial part, it's great, right? Getting bonuses and getting, the income and everything, that's great. But, earning in 1 month what I made a year at my old job is pretty life-changing, right? So my husband, he's done work and he's going to be coming home next week, and my team, I want them all to be at where I am, right? So now like I'm all focused on wanting my team to get where I am, because it's not fun unless everybody else is, promoting and, making a good income too. So you know what, like if you have negative people, I have had girls who literally join and they've had one negative person and then they could quit like a month later, and people who really needed this, right? So don't give up on people. If you know people that really need this, or talk to people that you went to school with or worked with or whatever it is, like don't give up on people, because some of my biggest rock stars are people that I worked on for like 6 months to a year. And they're all multiple six-figure earners now. So it's pretty crazy. I mean, like people like to make fun or say, like, oh, it works, like you guys are a scam. But my brother, you guys, one of them, and like my brother would crap his pants if he knew the type of income potential in this business, right? So not everybody gets it. Sorry about my language, you guys. I'm just getting excited here. But, so you have to tell people and show people and get people excited, because, I mean, not a lot of people, I went from, my goal was to make 5 figures a month. And now my goal is so scary, but I know it's going to happen. So I have a goal in mind that I want, and I know it's going to happen, and I know I have to help a lot of other people to get there. So like Jackie were all saying, everybody's story is different. I know Jade Hooper, she's like number 5 in the business, and it took her didn't it take her like 10 months or so to get to executive or Ruby? I don't remember. Does anyone have any questions about that? I know we're going over time here, and then I'll go over like a couple other things I wanted to go over. Did anyone want to ask questions about that?
Cindy, do you have any questions?
No, but I want to say thank you to everyone for sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome. I know like when people join, I don't want to overwhelm them. I mean, everybody's different. Some people I know join. I had a girl who joined and she really just kind of wants to learn on her own, and I'm kind of letting her, you know, and I'm always popping in saying, if you need anything, please ask. And then there's people who like Rob, I'll say you, Rob, like is always asking questions. He's getting on Zooms. He wants to learn, right? So everybody's really different, you know, and you know, you never know how, you know, I always ask everybody what their goal is when they're joining. If someone joins and they're like, okay, I want to go ambassador, I'm like, oh, whoa, this person is really keen and wants to learn. If someone joins, they're like, oh, I don't really know, like, I'm just going to try it out. Well, people like that aren't really, you know, focused and driven and know what they want. So always ask people what their goals are when they join.
And in all fairness, Tanis, I was one of those people who dream big, but if someone asked me what my goals were, I'd probably be a little more shy about sharing what I actually felt. I had to write it down for myself. And so it's okay for you not to be able to share that information with anybody except for yourself. But if you're not sharing it with yourself, then you're doing yourself a big disservice. So you need to write it down for yourself. You need to share it with yourself, share it with maybe your upline if you feel like connected to them and you feel comfortable with them, and that's great. But share it with somebody, because once you share it once, it's easier to share it twice. You share it 3 times, and then it ripples out there. And I've hit goals that I've written down and not told anybody about. So don't it's gone both ways. So there's something about keeping that. Like I remember when I first got started and I was a Ruby and my checks were, I think $300-400, and I wrote down that I wanted to be making $10,000, $26,000, and it was scary. And I didn't believe it. You know what I mean? I just wrote these numbers down because I was told that this is a good exercise, and you know what I mean? Like it was just part of what we were doing and different things like that. So I wrote it down with disbelief. But it happened. So there's something to it. And you know what, there's statistically, I was told that like only 20% of people write down their goals and only 2% hit them. When I found that out, I was like, that's awesome. I'm just going to be the 20 and 2%. Like I'm going to be the 2%. You know what I mean? And so it's like, remember I was saying how like Jackie Martin's like, I just decided I'm going to be on stage and it just happens. Like Tanis is just like, I'm just going to be an ambassador. And it's like, it's amazing what the universe does when you believe in that. And even if you say it without belief, you still are slightly believing it, and you might believe it more the next time. And the more you say it, the more you believe it, and then the more you put it out there, the more it can create it. And so even if it seems scary, and even if it's something you've never done before, you still got to write it down and do it for yourself.
Exactly. And I'm the most disorganized person when it comes to like stuff like that, but I always had my next chart ready to go. You know, I didn't even bother printing out my executive, my Ruby Emerald. I printed out my diamond, and I decided everywhere where I needed to go because that's where I had to go. That probably wasn't the smartest. I mean, I always tell people to print out the Ruby, but hey, I'm not going to tell people what they should or shouldn't do.
You know,
and you can't force
everybody's different though. Everyone's different. I was not comfortable with anything except for Ruby at first. I had to actually be a Ruby before I could even look at the diamond sheet. And the only reason I could look at the diamond sheet was because my upline was like, oh my gosh, you're so close. Look at this. And she did it for me and helped me and started to teach me how to chart. I was oblivious to it. Even after diamond, there were still so many things I didn't understand. Thank goodness for having uplines who have your back, who have been there before and understand that. You know what I mean? It's the same thing like when you're the cutest thing I've ever seen. When you first got started, you're like, I'm going diamond. I'm like, awesome. And when I charted, did the same thing for you that my upline did for me. It was great because you could see what you needed to do to get to where you needed to be. But my point is that some people are good with seeing the Ruby chart. Other people are good for diamond. They have no fear. They're like, oh, I could do that. That's easy. There's winners in both of that. You know what I mean? We just each have our own level of self-esteem in it, really, because I just didn't have that belief in myself yet.
Yeah, for sure. And I remember being at Jackie's house and you guys thinking I was going to promote to diamond that month, and I still needed like 8 distributors and like tons of volume. I was like, oh yeah, I can do this. And it was like 3 days. And I was like, oh wait, maybe not. But
and
you know,
I will never tell anybody no, because we've done incredible things. And so the upline's job, in my opinion, is to do the math, show the math, you know what I mean? And break it down and see what needs to be done, because that was it. Like I showed Tanis what to do and she went out and did it, you know what I mean? And even if she didn't get there the month she originally planned, she still got there and she still understood, you know what I mean? Learning how to process what you need to get done to get to where you want to be is a really big part of it.
Absolutely. And find out too, you know, find out who your runners are. And I mean, all my people I know none of my people, like my top people, I know which people are in this, like are It Works lifers with me. And then I know some people that, I don't know, they're just kind of, you know, figuring out what they want. Right. So just pour belief into your team, whether you're a brand new distributor or, I mean, I think as soon as people join, you're considered a leader, you're a business owner. Right. So Jackie, could I go over quickly a little bit of the other things I was going to discuss, or if anyone had any other questions?
I think that I totally would. I might have to slip out though. I have a scheduled call at 6:15, and if it comes in, if I sneak out, that's what's happening. And then I'm like heading out on the road shortly after that. But I think you could go, Tanis, and if there's anything you don't cover this week, we can always go over it next week too, right? Sometimes it's better to kind of space things out.
Yeah, and you guys, if you guys can't stay on, I'm recording this. I just wanted to go over some of these things because I've been giving like not homework, but kind of challenges on my team page. Like we do contests and stuff, but I like doing contests and stuff because I think it's, for me, I know when you guys remember Denise used to do contests and stuff. Well, she doesn't really do them anymore, but I was always excited. And I like, you know, when they do like the 3 distributors, I mean, I'm very like, I get excited about stuff like that. And I think it's fun. Right. So, the biggest thing is I want to talk a little bit about social media, you guys. If you are growing on Facebook and Instagram, you have to do it correctly. Okay. That's the biggest thing. If you're not learning how social media platforms work, you're kind of wasting your time. So now with the algorithm, you don't want to post any more than 4 times a day on Facebook. Okay. It used to be like every 2 hours, but if you're posting more, I've been like learning all this, you guys, so it's true. So the biggest thing is you want to get up first thing in the morning and make a post, because everybody's on their phone first thing in the morning. Everybody goes on Facebook first thing. I know I do. I'm trying not to, but because then I'm like bombarded with messages, but like right away I put up a post. So whether it's an inspirational post, a picture of your dog, something exciting going on in your life, whatever you want, I usually put up an inspirational post. And then, so I used to post every couple of hours, but now you want to basically spread it out. So I'll post and then I'll post again like 3 hours later. Then because there's certain times that are better to post. Okay. So, if I post at like 8:30 in the morning, I'm probably not going to post again until about noon. And then I don't want to post again. The best time, you guys, to post is 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock is the best time to post. And I'm learning lots about social media because my husband's really, really good with social media. So I'm really excited to share more about, because I'm putting him to work, you guys. Like he's retiring, but he's going to work. He's got to help everything, right? So 4 posts a day. And if you are not talking about your business every single day, you're closed for business, okay? So whether you work and you need to set up buffer, do that. But you need to be posting every single day. Even if it's just 1 post because you're flying or you're busy. I mean, guys, I had anxiety when I was on the flight to Spain because I was like, because I couldn't get on my phone because I was in the air. and I didn't set up buffer because I just always post. So it's not a big deal, right? So yeah. So Christy, you want to post no more than 4 times a day on Facebook right now. I mean, it could change, right? But it's always changing. And Instagram, you guys, it used to be like every other hour. Okay. Now you don't want to post more than 3 times on Instagram in a day. Because I was posting like a lot on Instagram, and I do the Instagram story, and because that's what I'm trying to build now, my Instagram. and you want to get your Facebook and your Instagram up to 1,000, if you don't have 1,000 friends or 1,000 followers, you're basically wasting your time on Instagram. You have to have over 1,000 people. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, there's a girl on my team who just basically started getting going on Instagram, and she met someone, and this girl's a rock star. So I have met a lot of people on Instagram, customers who have turned into distributors. So, but you just have to do it correctly. Like, you know, so it was another task. I was just going to tell you guys about that. So if you guys have any questions about that, so 4 posts on Facebook, and no ad type posts, okay? So I know when I scroll through my friends list and I see people like, oh, join my team, $99. Like, don't do that. Don't put up like an ad post or like, I need 4 product testers and then some. Your pictures need to be bright and clean and fresh, and don't post like 4 or 5 photos. Post 1 clean photo. If it's like a ThermoFit or Fat Fighter, do a cool post of it. Don't just like have like a picture of it, because people want to see, like, social media is all about grabbing people's attention. So you have to have a nice clean post where people are going to want to stop and read it. So that's super important. And you guys don't copy and paste people's posts all the time. I know a lot of people do it, but you can just tell if someone knows you. If I know Sally and I know the type of person she is, and then I see a post, I'll know that's not her writing that, and it just doesn't sound like her. And I'll be like, oh, Sally is just copy and pasted this. And then I'll see it like 5 minutes later from someone else, the same post. It just looks bad, especially if you have other people on your friends list that, you know other It Works people. It just makes us look bad. It just doesn't look good. So have quality posts. Take time, because your social media platform is your business, okay? So it's better actually probably not to post at all than to put up some, salesy bad post, in my opinion.
Dennis.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you just explain it more? So like before, like you said, it was every 2 hours. So what is it that's changed? Is it just making it so that the posts aren't going through? Like they're kind of just obsolete
if you're posting more than like an hour and a half, like if you're posting more than under 2 hours, basically your posts aren't going to pop up on people's timelines. It's basically going to get erased almost.
Okay.
I know it's confusing, and like you guys, I've been learning lots about social media because that's basically how I work my business. And but I know a lot of you guys, I know I have girls on my team who maybe post twice a day, and they do lots of parties or events, and they get on the phone. I do like a little bit of everything, but social media is my main factor of how I meet people. So it's 4 times a day, and you kind of want to space it out 3 hours. Okay. I know it's weird. Like I feel like I should post, and I'm like, no, I don't want to post.
Because like, so then we're just gonna have to like rethink it the way that it is, because it's like, you want to do your lifestyle post and like a product post and like inspirational. So it's sort of like you just literally have to make way less content right now.
Yeah.
So
like that's what you're saying. Like
no longer the 3x3 rule.
Well, yeah, because I mean, before I used to post like every 2 hours. I used to post probably like 5-6 times a day. Now I'm posting like 4 times a day.
Can I ask one other thing too? Because like, I in my head that makes sense, and I can already like start thinking about like what posts I can do, blah blah. But then what about for me? Because I have like a kind of like a cooking show too, right? So
I know.
So like the live videos,
so
like the live videos
are really good. Videos are really good. But if you guys are going to be doing videos, the biggest thing is I did like a something for my team I gave them like a little activity to do yesterday. So I'll read it out to you guys. So if you guys are going on social media and you are building your network, I mean, I know we do this all the time. I go through my social media and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that person. So do you guys know how to print out your friends list? I can copy it on like the team pages if you guys want it. It's super important to print out your friends list if you are connecting and growing your relationships on Facebook. You can't just post on Facebook and expect all these distributors and customers to just flood your inbox, because that doesn't happen to me. I mean, that's great if that happens to you, but you have to be connecting with those people, right? Sorry, did someone say something? No? Okay. So print out, okay. So I recommend everybody print out, their Facebook friends, and you should be adding people every single day. And you should be connecting with at least 5 to 10 people every single day. I mean, sometimes I do more, sometimes I do less. I focus a lot on, just leadership on my team and growing my team, but everybody's totally different. So say you're picking A one day, go through all your A names, okay? And, go and, comment. Just liking things isn't good. You want to comment and interact on their Facebook, or send them a message, right? If it's a girl that you went to school with, like, oh my gosh, hey, your kids are so cute, like, how's it going? When you're interacting with people, your posts and your live videos are going to pop up more. And then if my live video pops up and Jess looks at it, that's another thing, you guys. If you see someone, unless they're on your team, if they're doing a live video, don't go watch it until it's done. Okay. And I do that. I mean, if the girl's on my team, I'll go watch it. I don't really care. But, say if Jackie make a live video, nothing against them at all, because we're friends on Facebook, but I'll wait till their video is done and then I'll go watch it. Because if I click on Jackie Z's video, my friends list are going to see that. Then if they pop on, their friends list are going to see that and they pop on. So I could have someone from like my 7th network seeing Jackie Z, and nothing against Jackie Z. I want her to do well, right? But you're focusing on your business, right? So, so try not to watch other people's videos. Jess, I know I get on your videos like all the time because I like watching you cook. But, but that's not really good that I'm doing that. I mean, I want Jess to do well, of course, too, right? But so try not to watch the video until it's done. So if you're picking like the A names, go through all those names and then each day pick a new letter, right? And you should be adding up your network. I have like almost 5,000 people now, and I slowly get rid of people who are like spam type people, just people that I don't need on my Facebook. If they're negative, you just don't want them on your team. Make thoughtful interactions, right? If it's an old friend, message them, connect with them, because I've done that lots and I've just started chatting with people and then they ask me about my business. I never go straight and talk about, oh, join my team. You guys, I've had so many people message me on Facebook and Instagram, people I don't even know, and they're like, oh, have you heard of It Works? And I'm like, oh yeah, I have. I'm a presidential dime. And I'm always really nice. Because I don't know, I just feel bad for them, right? I'd rather them learn. I don't want to be mean to them. They just don't know, right? Ask these people how they are. Take notes on things. Check out their page. See what their interests are. Don't talk about It Works unless they bring it up. Honestly, I don't know. But the interacting with people, that's how the algorithms are going to work in your favor. Okay. So on Instagram, you want to, if you're looking up, places in your area for moms, or if you're targeting students, or you're targeting maybe restaurants or whatever you're interested in, type in certain places in that area and things that interest you. And then like and comment on as many of the pictures as you can in 10 to 20 minutes, or how many you're spending on Instagram that day. And then add the people that are liking your photos. I mean, if you guys have the Insta, I forget what it's called. I delete people who stop following me. I go through it every day. It does take time. So if you spend 20 minutes a day doing that and adding people, I mean, you can start getting lots of people on your Instagram, right? And then post, it says, I wrote here post 3 to 4 times on Instagram, but I think it's really about 3 times. So if you're following like Alyssa Bilyeu or any of these top people who have really nice, Instagrams, they're posting about 3 times and they're doing their Instagram story. And I always say, remember, this business is very intentional, right? So you can, do these things or not do them. It's totally up to you. So that's a little bit about social media. I mean, there's some other things that one of our girls went to an Odom in Las Vegas the other day, and she learned a lot from Jessica Pearson, who's really great with social media. It is, what time is it right now? It is 8:30. So maybe I'll wait till next week, Jackie.
I think we could do a whole training on this. Like, I think that
Yeah, like I totally could. Like,
out more time for it because I think people are going to have lots of questions.
Yeah.
Because this is a lot of, like, if, you know, you guys nod your head or shake it no, like if this is new for you, then say yes and you want to have a whole call on this. But I feel like we could have a more in-depth call about this and share more information with people because I feel like this is really good training. And yeah, so somebody's saying yes, please already. So because I think that like, I think hearing things more than once also helps in training. Like I know sometimes hearing it over again and hearing that information and like hearing examples and stuff like that. So yeah, everybody's saying, let's talk more about this next week. And because Candice, I think that this is a great, like, I think you have some really great information that,
and there's so much more, you guys. I have like literally so many pages of notes here.
Well, and it's great. And let's talk about them next week. And the beautiful thing about it is from now till then, people get to practice what you've just taught them, right? So go and put into effect what you just learned. And then we can learn some more and we can like keep going with that.
Yes.
I love what you shared.
Because honestly, you guys, I think a lot of people just don't. What?
But yeah,
So
Jackie,
I gotta go.
Bye, Jackie.
I'm definitely in for next week.
Yay.
I think that's a great idea. Bye.
Bye, Jack.
Thank you so much for the tips. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jackie.
Love the call. Bye.
Thank you. Because I think a big thing is, you guys, a lot of people don't know how to work social media. You know, it's not just posting because a lot of people aren't going to see your posts unless you're doing it correctly. I know people get down or they think people aren't. I mean, most people who like my posts are my team, right? So don't feel bad if people aren't liking and commenting. People are definitely watching you, but you have to learn how Facebook and Instagram works. And then, yeah, I can talk more about that and what Jessica Pearson went over, but this would just take me like 5 minutes if you guys want to hang around for 5 more minutes. I had just like a list of what I wrote down for promoting. I know for me, anytime I hit a promotion, I'm always thinking about the next promotion because I just want to get to the top and then, you know, keep going, right? So, when you're promoting, decide what you want and plan out the roadmap of how you're going to get there, okay? So I know a lot of you guys say you want to go ruby or diamond. If what you're doing isn't working, stop doing it, okay? And find another way. So if you're doing social media and it's not working for you, start doing parties, start doing one-on-ones. I used to do tons of one-on-ones, especially in the beginning. I still do them, but I'm basically mostly on social media now. So, you know, find what works for you. But if you're not promoting, it's gonna, you know, one thing that they said, if you're not being fulfilled in your business and in your life, you're gonna get down. You're gonna get frustrated. You're not making money, you know, you're gonna get down and then nothing's really gonna happen in your business, right? So basically keep growing as a leader and find out what works for you, because if you keep doing the same thing and it's not working, you're not getting anywhere. So action, action, action leads to success. Being consistent. I say this time and time again to my team. I'm like a broken record. You have to be consistent in your business. So if that's on social media or you're doing parties or vendor events, whatever you're doing, you have to be consistent and you have to be loud in your business. I know Mark was saying they want you to be loud, you know, and talking about your business, because people want to join people where they see that they're really passionate and excited about their business. So you really want to be loud. I talk about the income all the time. Like I don't flash around and tell people how much I make, but I talk about it because that's what got me excited. Okay. So talk about it. It doesn't matter if you're not even, you know, at executive yet. Don't worry about that, but talk about it, you know, and don't just put up the income chart and make like a nice clean post, you know. So if you need help with that, ask your leaders. Print out your charts. I've had my ambassador chart up for like 7 months. I'd show it to you, but it's right here and it's really messy. And ask questions. Show up and ask questions. It's super, super important. Yeah, go Jackie. I'm almost done here anyway. And then another thing, you guys, is make a vision board and ask yourself what your number is. And your number can always change. My number used to be 5,000 a month. Then it was 10,000. Then it was 25,000. Then it was 35,000. And now my goal is like 60,000, right? So it's crazy, but it's a goal, right? And I know I'm close to getting there, right? So write a plan that you want and write it down. You don't have to show anyone. I did like a vision challenge for my team, just like writing out your goals. And if you don't want to share it with people, that's totally fine because everybody's different. So the biggest thing is whether you're doing social media, parties, events, one-on-ones, or all of them kind of together, find out what works for you and really, really learn how to master it and become successful at that. Because we are basically direct sales and people who are in network marketing. 80% of people quit in 3 months because they honestly just don't know what they're doing. And then they get frustrated and they quit. So find out how to be successful and master what you need to do to make money, because what we do isn't really hard. We just have to focus on our steps to success. I know for me, I get way more distributors than customers because I really focus on that. But of course, we need to get customers too. But I know when I start focusing on customers, I get customers, right? If I want to go sign up a distributor tomorrow and it's really important to me, I can make it happen, right? But I have to be intentional and put in the action to make it happen. I'm doing a party tomorrow for a couple girls who are about to join, and I have so many people on the fence. But another thing I will say, do not force people to sign up. Do not chase people. I have 2 girls right now who are kind of, being wishy-washy with me. I'm just kind of leaving it because you don't want to force someone to sign up because then they won't really care in the business. And I'd rather sign up less people than people I have to try and force to get into my business. You want people to want this, right? So that's really important. And share your story. If you don't have a story, that's really important. Jackie and Steph told me that in the beginning. You have to know what your story is and why you joined, because you have to share that with people. I talk about it all the time. I tell people I was a lost and depressed mom, and, I still have my demons, things that I struggle with, right? But tell people that, I will tell people I'm not going to say everything's perfect in my life just because, I'm a top earner now and everything's great, right? Be honest with people. You're just a regular person. You want to share it with people, what this business is doing for you, whether you're there yet or you're not. We're just real people, right? So find a story. If you need to talk with your upline and figure out what your story is, there is a video you can watch. I think is it Les Brown? I forget. There's a couple different videos. I know Eric Worre. Personal development is key, you guys. I know I can get down and frustrated, but you have to keep growing as a person in order for your business to grow. So does anyone have any questions? I know we went way overboard, but I just had lots to share. So thank you guys so much for being on. Does anyone have any?
Will you send us something about the Facebook so we know how to print out our Facebook friends?
Yes, Cindy, I actually have it on our training page and I'll tag you in it.
Okay, thank you.
Because on the Diamonds and Training page, I have it and I'll tag you in it.
Okay,
another thing is, you guys, super important. If you are signing up distributors, don't just sign them up and expect that they know what to do. I always tell people, ask questions, be involved. I think it's very important that they learn what to do. You don't want to hold people's hand, but you kind of want to do it at the same time, because in the first couple months, people don't really know what they're doing. And like Rob, you were asking me all questions and you were feeling bad. And I love it when people ask me questions, because I signed up a girl literally like a month and a half ago and I thought she'd be a rock star, you guys. And I've had so many times where we were supposed to have a phone call or we were supposed to connect and she's canceled or hasn't. And to me, I don't have time for that, right? So to me, I think that's really disrespectful. So I love it when people message me and they want help and they are really serious in their business. I'm not going to chase someone. I mean, I want it for them, but you can't force people to show up, right? So if you have people in your business who don't care, don't worry about it, because it happens to all of us. It happened to me. My whole diamond team basically fell apart, and then I signed up Rockstars because I figured out what I needed to do. And I still maintain diamond, getting to double diamond. And then double diamond, my business exploded, right? So like you guys saw, everybody's businesses are totally different, so things can change super quickly. So does anyone else have any other questions quick? Thank you guys so much for being on. Thanks, Charlene. And I love doing Zooms. I think they're fun. Does anyone else have any other questions? I'm trying to read over here. Yeah, everyone needs to go. Sorry, I know it was super long, you guys. Does anyone have any other quick questions? And I'll load this up. I tend to babble sometimes, so if anyone has any questions. No?
I'm sure I will later.
Who's that?
It's Nikki.
Oh, hi, Nikki. How are you? Nikki
Good,
in
and you?
Arizona?
Yes.
Hi. I don't know. It says Samsung,
Hi.
so I didn't know who that was. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'll upload this right away, and I appreciate you guys all coming on because every time you show up, you know, you're just learning more and your business gets better. So
Thank you. You have a good night.
thanks, guys. Bye.